Hi everybody, this is Boog S Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Digital Classic Aquaman figure. So before we take a look at Aquaman, let's take a look at all of the accessories that he comes with. So first up, we get this brand new base with the McFarlane Toys digital logo right there. But he really doesn't need it because he stands decently well on his own. If you want a very dynamic pose, you will have to use this base on him. Up next, you get his data file. This card looks pretty different than what we're used to seeing in the DC Multiverse line. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause that now. Up next, you get your digital code for the digital version of this figure, which I did redeem. I know there's been a bunch of controversy about this, but I don't mind it. You know, this is just a bonus for a figure that I already planned on buying. It's kind of like digital codes for movies. I wouldn't go out of my way to just buy the digital version, but if it comes with a physical copy that I already planned on buying, then I'm not going to throw a fit about it. I actually think these are pretty cool. Up next, you get this Quisp minifigure, and this is something that I never thought I would see in a million years from McFarlane. I'm really glad that they packed him in with Aquaman, but it's definitely not a figure I ever thought I'd see in this line. The hair is sculpted really nicely. Not much more sculptor paint going on the figure, but he does look nice, all things considered. And surprisingly, he is articulated. You get a swivel here at the neck. He has shoulders that can only move up that far. They can move back just a little bit. If you try to move it all the way around, then it'll get loose, but you can pop that right back in. That's the good thing about this, is you can feel it pop right back in. And he has swivel thighs that spin all the way around. So yeah, this could have easily just been a non-articulated little pack-in with Aquaman, but I do appreciate that he does have articulation. Up next, you get accessory holding hands for Aquaman. Up next, you get his trident. I believe this is the exact same trident that came with the previous Aquaman, the Endless Winter Aquaman figure. This time it's done more of a brighter yellow color, but it still looks really nice. You still get the texturing there to the grip on the trident, and that looks pretty cool. Up next, you get an alternate set of swimming hands, and I think these look really cool. I don't know if these have been used before in this line. I believe these hands are brand new for this release of Aquaman. And finally, you get this alternate smiling head sculpt that is the stuff of nightmares. This head sculpt is incredibly creepy. I don't know what it is about it, but yeah, this is just a very creepy looking head sculpt. I think one of the things that also makes it look funny is I believe the teeth are just printed on. I don't think they're actually sculpted on. I think each individual tooth is just printed on instead of being sculpted and printed on. But yeah, this is just a really creepy looking head sculpt, and I'm definitely not fond of it. So now let's go ahead and take a closer look at his regular head sculpt. So taking a look at this regular head sculpt, I think it's actually a lot better than the smiling head sculpt. From the promo pictures, I wasn't sure how this head sculpt looked, but in hand, I have to say it's actually pretty decent. I won't say it's the best head sculpt, but I don't think it's entirely bad either. I especially love the sculpt of the hair. It's cast in a dark, kind of a brownish yellow color with this light blonde painted over top of it, and that looks really good. I like how the hair is swept to one side, kind of making it look like he's in the water. I think that looks very good. All of the details on his face are printed really nicely. So yeah, this head sculpt is a lot better than I thought it'd be now that I have it in hand. This does reuse the Endless Winter Aquaman body mold. The main difference is the collars. You get some really nice gold dry brushing on all of the scales on his shirt here, and that looks very nice. I think it really makes the details on the scales pop, having that dry brushing of gold over top of that orange collar. Here's a look at the Endless Winter Aquaman figure and this new one. You can see that the colors are a lot brighter on this classic Aquaman. The orange is a lot brighter. Instead of having gold there for the belt, it's just done a plain yellow color, and the greens are just a lot brighter. Other than that, the figure is exactly the same. But I think McFarlane Toys did a good job on this one, brightening the colors up and giving us more of a classic look. Before I go into the articulation, I have seen some people do this head swap. This is the Barry Allen head sculpt from the Target exclusive Flashpoint Flash figure. And that actually looks pretty good. I like how that looks. The skin tones don't match up, but yeah, if you want another look for your figure and you have this Target exclusive Flash figure, then that's a good alternative too. Like I said, the skin tones don't entirely match up. The neck is a lot darker than this head sculpt, but it fits on that really well, and I think that looks pretty decent. So now let's go over his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can look up all the way. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side very nicely. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move all the way out. Very nice butterfly joints. They're a little crunchy, but they do move around pretty nicely. He has swivel to bicep, double-jointed elbows that can bend all the way in, ball-jointed wrists that can move up and down and spin all the way around, a ball-jointed diaphragm and waist that can crunch back all the way. You get some serious gappage he can crunch back so far, and he can actually crunch forward a nice bit too. So yeah, you do get some gappage back here in the back when you crunch him forward that far, but he has some really nice range of motion there. He can also spin all the way around. You can see that the joint does kind of want to move there, but he can move around very nicely. He has some great articulation here in the torso. He has hips that can do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick back all the way. He has a decent thigh swivel. He has double jointed knees that can only bend back that far because of the fin right here on the back of his calf. And he has ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, spin all the way around, and toe articulation that can move up all the way. So now let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to the Endless Winter Aquaman figure, and you can see all the differences in color and of course the head sculpt. I believe the trident was the same as this new version. I did give him the Drown's trident though. I think that one just looks way cooler than the one that he came with. I think it fits the figure a lot better too, the way it has that gold that matches his belt. Here he is next to the classic Superman I'm using in my classic Justice League display. Here he is next to Nightfall Batman. And finally, here he is next to classic Platinum Wonder Woman. So overall, I would highly recommend picking this up because I think McFarlane Toys did a really good job on this, and I honestly don't think the promo pictures did this figure justice. Now with that smiling head sculpt, it absolutely looked like the promo pictures. It looked just as bad as those promo pictures, but I think the regular head sculpt is a lot nicer having it in hand, and it's really good to have a classic version of Aquaman finally in this line. So yeah, I would highly recommend picking this up because McFarlane Toys did a really good job on this. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.